Treat and Trick, written and voiced by Claire Frank. Halloween is like my favourite time of year. I love trick-or-treating. I'm too old for it now, but I can still take my little sister. She loves it too, because who doesn't love free candy? We're going to go out and stock up on all the sugar we can get our grubby little hands on. She wanted to be a princess, she told me this year. But I said, isn't a witch a little bit cooler? Powerful, you know? When we get out and started, she agrees with me that she's glad she's a witch now, because everybody else is just a plain old princess. I told her so. And before we left, I raided Mum's purse, took a £5. Bit naughty. She's not going to say anything though. She never does. Suppose it's easier not to ask. Then we hit up a load of houses before we get to Mattie's. Mattie's I suppose my dealer. But it's not like I could walk up to the shops and get a cigarette. I'm underage, which sucks because he charges an extortionate price. Today he gives my sister a handful of candy and winks at me, then hands over a few cigarettes saying it's on the house. I say no thank you. Knowing better, nothing is for free when it comes to him. He'd want something off me, something I'm not willing to give. So I just pay and say, thanks but no thanks. He grabs my shoulders on the way out, kind of half massaging me like a proper creep, then tops all off by stroking my face. What a joke. And on top of that, I tell my friends he tries to hook up with me. They just shove me and tell me to stop lying. Unbelievable, right? They're meant to be my friends. I mean, it's not like it's the first time a 20-year-old man tries to get with a 14-year-old girl. But he's never going to get it, because he's never going to get me inside the house alone. And I'll always pay him. And luckily he's not the brutal type. To be forceful, you know. But needless to say, I don't like him. But then I don't like many people. That includes my parents, by the way. Not because they're bad people or anything. They're just self-absorbed, which in many ways is worse, or the worst. So I take it upon myself to ask my sister every day how her day has been. And not in a passive, I don't want to know, in a proper sit down and tell me all about your day. Anyway, we do a few more houses before I have to sit, because my legs are killing me. I light up a cigarette, and smoke. I don't like doing it in public, but I feel like I've got to now. Maybe I'm addicted. Definitely addicted. I hate the looks we're getting. The way they're looking down at our noses, us, like, you know better than that. But they don't know the half of it. Most of the kids in my school smoke, and all my friends do it. So they shouldn't be worried about me. I mean, this lady literally walks up to me and goes, tut, tut, tut. Who the hell does she think she is? I want to growl at her. Doesn't help the fact my sister's shouting, this is the best dinner ever, shoving chocolate and sweets in her face. But people should definitely get off our backs, because it's not their business, is it? Down the line, we see this kid screaming her tits off. I'm looking at her, not just because of the screaming, but also because she's intriguing, like. I mean, the first alien I've seen on our walkabouts, and we've been around the block a few times. Very unique. But people are fixated on her. She's trying so desperately to wiggle out of her daddy's hold, pouring her heart out that she wants mummy. He just keeps saying, sweetie, you've got to go home now, you've had enough sweets. Sweetie. Sweetie. Patronising, that is. I hate being called sweetie, but then I'm not called that much anymore. I mean, come on, man. And what a rubbish tactic. Just stand up straight and say you're going home now and then walk away. Bet she'd follow you. But no, he's got to drag her and she's got to scream. Though unlike the others, I don't see this as a nuisance. I see this as an opportunity. Whilst they're all whispering away at this distressed child, we follow behind, me still smoking. Got about half a cigarette left, not going to chuck that. And sure enough, people aren't looking at us anymore. I tried to get out of my sister's face, but it doesn't help much. And besides, she'll still smell of it anyway. But it was a perfect plan and great timing, because by the time they arrive at their house, I finished. And my sister looks at me and says, "Do we have to go home?" I reply with a, "Hell no, we're not going home now. Put the rest of your sweets in my bag and we'll go to a few more houses. I mean, it's free." We walk on. Down the road we see this mum all frantic like. I mean proper screaming. Animalistic nearly. People are coming to her aid, but she just makes them more upset. She's lost her daughter, now she's in a proper panic, as it's been a minute. Then she says her daughter's wearing an alien costume. Fuck. Then I think, screw that perv. And I want to go up and tell them, but I can't because they won't listen to me. No one ever does. There's no time to muck about now, so it's up to me. And I just speed walk back to the house. My sister's crying because I'm holding her way too tight. Might even leave a bruise. And people are trying to stop me, but I'm not listening. I don't care. I just need to get to that house. When we get there, outside of it, I stand my sister up straight and say it's Halloween. That means monsters come out. She nods all confused. There's a monster in here and it's up to me to do something about it. It's our responsibility. She begs me, "Don't let me go inside." I said, "You don't have to. I'm going in." I tell her that it's her job to hide in the bush. Whatever she hears, whatever she sees, she has to stay put. And I think she gets the fundamentals of it. But she's scared, and that will probably help the situation right now. But I haven't got time for more, so I just shove her in a bush. When I get to the door, it's locked, but the silly little man didn't do the same for the windows. I easily slip through it. And I'm creeping around this dark, big house, and well, to say the least, it's creepy. Old school like. Plates on the wall, heavy curtains, a fireplace and everything. That's the sort of stuff your nan has. I have to prepare myself, so I pinch an iron from the fireplace. It's heavy, cold, and looks hella badass, so I know it'll do the job, if it needs to be done. I prepare by unlocking the front door from the inside. Then I try and creep upstairs, but it's not my luck, as the floorboards are creaking the hell out of the house like ee. After searching for a bit, behind one of the doors I can hear a little girl crying, and I try and be careful and listen if someone else is there, but I can't hear anything. Until she says, "Hello?" And I'm telling you I want to get her so badly, but the locked door won't let me. I peek through the keyhole and see a very scared, little-looking alien on the bed. And I'm so glad she's got her costume on still. Then I go for my hunt. I find him in the shower, very casual. I just wait in the corner of the room for him to get out, so he could be naked and vulnerable for once. He's not looking out for anybody. No, he's used to being the predator. And when he gets out, he looks at me angrily, but I'm angrier. And I just hit him over the head with an iron rod, blood gushing out of his face. And I should have stopped there, but I can't. I just keep on whacking him and whacking him. After a while, I look at him and his pathetic, mangled body. He's still alive when I leave. I'm not bothered about finding the key anymore to the girl's room. I just smash it down with my shoulders. And the little girl runs downstairs. She doesn't look behind to see who I am. She just runs, complete survival mode. And then I calmly walk behind her. I get my sister, we walk home, and nobody bats an eyelid. They probably think it's my Halloween costume. That or they don't dare to ask. I get a shower, then sit in my sister's bed eating sweets till we both eat ourselves sick. And I can tell she wants to forget today. Me too. But it's not going to happen, is it? I just tell her that there are monsters in this world. She looks at me and says innocently, "But they only come out on Halloween." I say, "Yeah." Lying to her. A few days go past, and after school I smoke a cigarette outside his house, looking at all the teddy bears and flowers and the whole memorial shabazz in front of his house. They're making such a big deal out of him on the TV, airing his wife constantly crying, begging for some answers. So yeah, he died. He was a proper family man, apparently. Had 4 sons, luckily no daughters. And the police keep saying on the TV that they have many leads and they're talking to many people. Well, they haven't talked to me. In fact, nobody has asked me anything. But then again, nobody ever does.